everyone, it's Clarice, and today I'm going to be talking about the future of books in response to the Secret Stacks video, which I will link on the screen somewhere. Well, you should still check out that video. Just in summary, basically RJ there was talking about how we have gone from handwritten books to the printing press to computerized books to ebooks, and yet our idea of what a book is still never really changed. What a book essentially is in format is text and maybe pictures. Why is it still that way? Why aren't we trying to include videos or audio or hyperlinks into our book? He's speculating the possibilities of how we can make use of these things to make the book reading experience even more immersive, and also speculating that this whole multimedia experience could possibly be the future of books. Maybe. I personally don't really think it will be. But before I get to that, I just want to talk about a couple of current technologies that are actually really consistent with the sort of things that he was talking about in his video. For one of his examples, he was talking about how cool it would be if, for example, you're reading Lord of the Rings and then you saw some term that you weren't sure about, like a place or a character name possibly, and then that could be hyperlinked and you could be led to a wiki-like page. Well, Kindle actually already has something called Kindle X-Ray, and if you know how Kindle with its dictionary feature works, well, they also have something similar for character names and places and other book-specific terms called Kindle X-Ray, like I said. For example, if I don't know who Robb is, I can just highlight it and it can tell me Robb Stark is the eldest child of Eddard and Catelyn Stark. And also, there is something called EPUB 3. Now, if you don't know what EPUB is, it's one of the more popular ebook formats out there, and in 2014 they released EPUB 3, the third version of EPUB, which includes things such as video and audio and animations even, so you can use this format and create ebooks that actually already have all of these multimedia elements. But so far I think only iBooks, from what I know, supports it. For sure Amazon Kindle doesn't. Even though these technologies would actually allow us to make use of all of these elements that he talked about in his video, I don't think we can ever get to a point where the average book will embrace all of these things. While I was watching this video, there are a bunch of immediate issues that come to mind because I'm kind of a killjoy and I can't just appreciate when people are having fun and trying to speculate. I don't know why, I'm sorry. But some of those things were about how I don't want a book to be reliant on a website or embedding anything that comes from a website, because websites are not permanent. That's not how websites work. That this future would cause books to possibly have to adjust to the software instead of the other way around. That we can't guarantee that audio and video formats are going to remain the same forever, so again, having to adjust to the software. That we can't even assure that audio and video themselves are not going to become obsolete in the future. That we have no guarantee that even the internet is not going to become obsolete in the future. And as much as I'd love to ramble on and on about these things, what's the point of boring you to death when all of these points just revolve around one main theme? That technology is constantly changing. Technology is fickle. Words, on the other hand, are timeless. We are still reading books that were written centuries ago, but at the same time, my little brother doesn't even know what a floppy disk is. So no, these publishers aren't just thinking about the money, or at least I hope they're not. I hope they're thinking, I want this book to become a part of history, and I don't want to hold it back by tying it down to the present. I'm not saying that we will never make use of new technology for books at all. I actually think that we will, and there are a lot of really good uses for it. For example, interactive content in a book can actually be really helpful in educating children and possibly disabled people. RJ also made some other really cool suggestions in his video, and I won't name all of them, but my favorite of which is probably being able to use audio and video in, for example, a musician's biography. Imagine how cool it would be to read about a musician and be able to watch his concert or his interviews, or to listen to the music that the person was writing. But I can't imagine that in the future the average book will be a book that has video and audio and possibly hyperlinks and is so dependent on these other elements to the point that when you remove all of these multimedia elements, the book and the storytelling is no longer complete. I don't know if RJ meant this in his video, that most books would probably make use of multimedia elements, and at this point it doesn't really matter because it's not like I'm trying to rebut everything that he's saying. I'm just talking about all of the thoughts and opinions that sparked in my mind when I watched this video, which just means it's a good discussion video. So in conclusion, while I can see that in the future we will make more use of interactive elements and multimedia elements in some books for specific uses or in addition to already complete texts and maybe pictures, I cannot see a future wherein the average book is this whole multimedia experience, or for those elements to become essential to the average book or to become the norm, because that takes away from what is probably one of the best parts of books, their timelessness. As long as there's language and some way to record things, then there can be books. There's something beautiful in the simplicity of that. Something I think even the people of the future can appreciate. So what do you think is the future of books? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!